Podmeet Maniac here. If you like King God Castle content in a long form that goes into depth, into like a stream of consciousness approach to King God Castle and gaming, that's what I do. And so if you like that kind of shit, subscribe. I have a great newbie series for new players. I also do builds. I do strife runs. I am a C+ student in the world of King God Castle. And yeah, that kind of might make it more interesting. Watch me fail. Watch me be wrong. Watch me be occasionally right. Today, I think we're in like part 9 or 10. I can't keep track. I'm doing all the accessories. I'm doing essentially a straight run on all the accessories. Every video we'll talk about a different accessory. And if I get excited about an accessory, I'll do a couple strife runs to show you in action so you can kind of see it. And today, finally, after slogging through Ocean Set, Steel Set, and Fear Set, we finally get to the juicy sets, okay? The juicy ones, the ones that are the exciting ones. And this one is Sharpness set, guys. It is so freaking good. Any RPG player, MMORPG, MMO, strategy game that exists, everybody knows that critical builds have the potential to be some of the strongest builds in the game. For a very long time, King God Castle did not really, you had some critical stuff in some of the equipment you would get, but it really wasn't a thing. So we are finally at a point where we can start experimenting with crit, and what you're looking at is my final Garam build, okay? There are some optimizations I'm still going to be making. This Garam is a force of nature. You are going to notice a couple things. Level 20 sharpness. Alright? Out of all of the characters, I play a lot of King God Castle, obviously. I make a YouTube channel. This is my main hero. All of my chips go into this character for the most part. Belina has come and kind of taking my attention a little bit away from her. I'm not going to lie. She's done some cool stuff. I can do team comp with her. But when I want to solve a problem, Grom usually can solve that problem. Okay? So let's talk about Sharpness set. Basically, when it comes down to critical damage, a critical damage is going to do about a 2.5x on your damage. That's going to be your base. So if you do 1,000 damage, when you crit, it's going to go times 2.5. So now you're going to do 2,500 damage. Okay. What's cool about the Sharpness set is that your critical chance at 2 pieces you immediately get 15% crit chance. So that's going to be almost 2 out of 10 times that you do a strike. You are going to do a crit. At the 3rd piece, you're going to get you're going to increase your critical damage by 20%. So you're going to take this critical damage, this 2,500 big number, and you're going to go, I'm going to add 0.2, I'm going to add another 500. So that brings me to 3,000. That's a massive amount. When you think about all of the damage stacking that is out there, we've talked about, with everything that you could possibly do, this is ridiculously strong. Okay, so when you get to the 5th piece, you're going to increase your critical chance up to 25%. So that brings you to a total of 40%, and that's before you do any of your stat stuff. Very, very, very strong. Now, from there, what you could also do is start rolling physical crit damage and crit chance, which these exist in here. So in my build, I have an additional 10% crit chance, and I have an additional 37.5% crit damage. And I have almost 50% more attack, which the attack is being multiplied and multiplied. Okay, so this is a little peek into this build. This build is broken. I'm very happy with it, and she's like my favorite character in King God Castle, probably. From here, what you can do is you have some legacies that really complement the sharpness set. The Giant's Axe is a great option because not only are you going to get an additional 60% attack speed, okay? So right now I have about 50% chance to do a critical hit. Well, if I'm swinging the sword faster, then I'm doing critical hits more. Okay? Right? Because that goes swing, 50% chance, swing, 50% chance, swing, 50% chance. Now, I will say this. When I kind of have this feeling that it's not just 50%. I think that it's actually more. I think that there's a little cheater mechanic that says like, oh, this hero has 50% critical attack chance. I think Awesome Piece kind of gives you a little bit more than they're showing you, because this Garam only has 50%, but she crits freaking constantly, like constantly. I'm going to show you. It's broken. And so that's really strong. And then look at this, man. Plus 50% damage to enemies below 50% HP. So like, you take this insane crit and now go like this, times 0.5. Now I'm doing 4,500 damage to enemies below 50% HP. Like, it's an immediate boost. Now, you can compare that to other types of legacies. Obviously, if you're a broke guy like I sometimes am, and you don't have this, right? You're not here yet. You can max out your attack speed sword legacy. You can max out attack speed sword normal legacy to be about 80% additional attack speed. That's almost as good because you're just swinging 20% faster, right? So if I go to details, like 71% attack speed, you can actually keep, if you keep free-to-play grinding, you can get this to 80% eventually if you get to the top. So that's pretty strong. Another thing that you could consider are things that give you higher chance for crit. You're not going to see crit stuff in the normal legacies, but there is a rare legacy which is pretty easy to farm, which is Shadow Dagger. And I have a level 26 Shadow Dagger here, fully transcended. This will give you an additional 25% of crit damage, which is extremely strong. And if you max it out, it gives you another 50%, total 15% crit chance. So there's an argument to be made that like Shadow Dagger is probably the best option for increasing your crit damage. I find personally, and I play tested both, that with a melee character, I'd rather have the attack speed and the 50% bonus to enemies. I feel like this, for me, is stronger. Now, on other heroes that are doing a really polished sharpened set, I could see that working. Let's say if you're not really worried about attack speed so much, like Priya, right? Then Priya might do better. Then with Priya, you might as well go with spell power, right? So I don't really know who that dagger is for in this moment, because Axe, just you swing more, you penetrate weaker, HP people more. Yeah, it's super strong. So basically every carry in the game, I did a hero breakdown, like a role breakdown. Anybody who's a carry can benefit from this. So who else immediately does well? Ceres. I've done different builds. Obviously, this is my Ceres heals the team build with a wound set and a little bit of crit. Ceres, obviously, full crit build is strong on Ceres, man. That exact same setup on Ceres is strong. You're making your carry do more damage. And if you can get the attack speed out of Axe, and you have, decently built out relics, it can be really, really strong. Belina, dude, I go full crit set on Belina. In my opinion, she is a damager first, support second, and I will always probably do crit set. As you can see, it's very, very, it's not nearly as built out as Garam. Garam is crazy. I spent the most time grinding Garam's accessories. Mel, in my opinion, is going to be attack speed is almost more important. So if I were to build her, I would go 2 pieces of wind set. Then I would do attack speed sharpness set with an axe for attack speed. She needs to be swinging as fast as possible. That's a very important part of her sustain is attack speed. So attack speed more important than crit damage. I actually did a Mel video a long time ago kind of going over that. And if you're ever interested in Mel, definitely check that out. Other carries, I mean, there is the unspoken carry, the obvious one, which is going to be, she's not really a carry, but she can be a carry if you believe hard enough. Sargula's a little tough. You can do partial crit, partial wind. I do have this almost filled. I went for it. I spent the money. Not going to talk about this right now. I'll talk about it later. A little disappointed in it. Not going to lie. She's strong. She's strong if you really want to go all in on her. She's strong. But I don't think I do crit on her. I think I do attack speed on her and rely on her ability to sustain more than anything else. So there's probably one more here. How could I forget? Well, actually, no, I don't. Barbarian set's better on Victoria. I've done crit set on Victoria. Barbarian's better. Who else? I mean, Cardan, potentially, but his sustain is so shit that I almost need to do sustain and attack. And also, he scales off attack speed. So giving him crit doesn't really work. You really just want all attack speed on Cardan. Technically, you could do crit set on Bommy. I have, in the win set video that I created, I have shown that for him, he gets more damage out of special damage win multipliers than with critical. So definitely, that's just my opinion based on the numbers that I see. Definitely think that's super good for him to stay in win set and maybe not do critical damage. With my Ian, I do like to splash in some sharpness, that 15% crit chance and 20% crit damage. I like to do a partial split like this. I get the benefit of my attack here, which gives me my 60% attack for his confrontation and fatal blow. And then I happen to get some critical. Problem with Ian is he swings 3 times, and then he charges, and he swings 3 times, and then he charges. So if you're only able to ask 3 girls out at the bar or guys out at the bar, right? There's a percent chance you're going to get a no, right? The more people you can ask, the higher your success rate's going to be, in theory, right? If he's only able to do 3 at a time, it's just the critical doesn't really amass. So I'd rather see him with just higher attack altogether. Depending on, there are instances where Barbaric's going to be better. I'm not going to talk about that until the next video, so we won't talk about that some more. I can't find Priya. Priya exists somewhere, but Priya is definitely an all crit character. Priya, you don't have to worry about attack speed because you're going to be using a mana battery on her or ancient relic or something, ancient staff, to get her to skip this big fat MP problem. So you're not really worried about attack speed, which means you have a really good opportunity here to get Priya to do a lot of extra damage with crit. Her damage are big. She does big numbers. Crit make her damage are bigger, okay? It's a coin toss whether Apprentice Staff or Dagger makes more sense. This gives you consistently more damage. Dagger will give you a chance to do more crit damage. Personally, I'd rather, if I in a game full of gambling, which is what this game is, every opportunity that I can choose consistency, I'm going to choose consistency. Therefore, a maxed out apprentice staff plus crit kind of gives you best of both worlds. So yeah, definitely see sharpness set on her. So I am going to stop talking for a second and let me show you what the power of a full crit build out Garam can do. We are doing a hero lock. We have Insignia, we have Fear Devourer, and we have Mask of Hallucination. I wish I had more attack speed than I do, but I'm working on that as we speak. I got about 80 attack speed on Garam, plus the 60, and like, if I had better relics, it just makes Garam even stronger. So, that's next on my to-do list, especially because of this amazing new trading post in Dominion. In about 4 or 5 weeks, I'm going to have all my relics maxed, all my relics well optimized. So, thank you, Awesome Piece, for giving me an option to do that in a free-to-play way. So, let's go to battle. I'm going to do Phase 9. I'm going to pick my Hero Lock team. We're going to spend lots of supply so that I can farm more sharpness set. That's kind of what we're doing this for. And I'm not doing Phase 15 because I'm investing 40 supply here, and I don't risk the biscuit like that too often. So let's farm and talk about sharpness set at the same time. If you don't know about Garam, Garam is a dodge tank, basically. But what they fucked up with, they screwed up because Garam's damage is actually really high. So she's less of a dodge tank and more of John Wick. Or any action superhero you could think of. So I basically look to get her to, yep. Alright, so she has 50% chance to do crit damage and 50% chance to evade. So let's just basically murk everybody. There's my crit, 4,227, and that's what's coming from my set. And as you can see, attack speed is super important because she has opportunity to get there. Attack speed for her also helps her get her MP or TP up so that she could do her big ol' fly across the screen thing. Yeah, I mean, you're just going to essentially watch me dominate this because it's not really, there's not much to see other than pink numbers. I mean, 9,600, 11,000. The crits are extremely consistent, and it's really strong. I have tried full wind set on her. I've tried Barbarian on her. This is just the best damage I can get, and we're not going to hold back. Plus 20% physical crit chance. This brings us up to 70 per swing. We are definitely going to go with more attack speed, because why not? And let's just murk, man. So 18,000 damage on ability is crazy. I mean, listen, it's not like a Nerea where Nerea will come in and do like 500,000 damage in the first second of the game. But it's consistent because like Garam is able to do this and be alive and take hits on the chin and do all that fun stuff. And we are using like Insignia, which means she just needs to be by herself. I might throw a mono on the field later because the 12% reduction in damage is kind of traded off. I'm looking for metal. I didn't get it. It's okay. You're seeing all the evasion. Yeah, at this point, you guys should be well familiar with Garam. If you're not, your jaw's probably on the floor like the first time I saw Garam do things. No, actually, I'm turning down Blue Book, and I don't want any of this. I mean, I could take it, but I mean, I win. I win at tier 5 without doing anything else. So this is like my I'm going to grind sharpness set and not have any thoughts in my brain build. If we get medals and red book, sure, I'll scale her up, but there's no need. Look at this damage. 19,000 damage. We're cooking, man. So, yeah, man, sharpness is extremely strong. I definitely recommend it on Priya. It comes down to like finding the balance between your. Hold on, do I get crit? Plus 20% spell crit chance. Okay, why not? Finding the balance between attack speed and crit chance is going to be key. That's it. It's like you kind of have to look at the numbers and just do some simple math. Certain characters, the attack speed makes way more sense. Certain characters, the crit chance makes way more sense. In this case, we're getting Garam has enough sustain and stuff where, okay, physical drain, sure. Okay, make us even further alive. And are we pretty much done? Yeah, let's just give her stuff. I don't know if I want her to have more range. Yeah, why not? And more mighty blocks. Okay. Garam is immortal. You guys see the damage? You enjoying the pink numbers? 14,000, 16,000. We can open up side panel. You can just watch. This white number that can't be special damage. Is that crit damage being calculated in the white bar? No, she happens to. I think she has like 10% special damage built into her by accident, and it's just compounding because why not? That's kind of funny, actually. I'm not, I never noticed it. There's all these little white numbers. Oh my gosh. She's broken. Alright, we're going to clear this boss. I'm not even going to think about it. Doesn't even matter. And yeah. All those misses. You guys see that? That's hysterical, right? Yeah, so that is essentially good. So now what I do is when I see these, I look for the pieces that I need. I absolutely do need another. I do need both of these. That's super strong. Wind set ring with attack speed on it is super strong. Attack speed on a sharpness is super strong. There's a couple here that kind of suck. Like guard on a sharpness is garbage. If you ever want to learn how to think about how to recycle your accessories, and you don't know what to recycle, anything with guard on it, just recycle it. There you go. That's probably the most helpful thing I said this entire video. Anything, if it's not on a Link hero, if it has guard, just throw it in the garbage, for the most part. That you will farm better stuff, and you have to eventually recycle stuff. So hide and use. If it has guard, feel free to dismantle it. This is a crit set. Dismantle. I'll leave. This is well invested in at this point for the attack, so I won't blow that one up. But that has guard in it. This has unfortunate guard and menace. It's going to be garbage for me. Anything less than 100 menace is not worth even doing. This has attack speed, but it has guard and menace, so it's crap. This has attack speed and chance, but it has guard. That's a hard, I would have to invest about a month of time to even find out if this is any good. So I trash it. If this had attack speed, attack speed and crit damage and crit chance, I'd be like, oh, this is a pretty good piece. But because of what I'm gonna have to get this to level 16 to see what these other two stats are, and it could literally be menace, and it could be I don't know, something awful. Menace and maybe spell crit chance, which you either want physical crit chance or you want spell crit chance, right? So I'm going to trash this. That's my TLDR. Like, if you're trying to figure out what to get rid of, you go, okay, let's go to fear set. Anybody have guard? No. Okay, let's go to win set. Okay, who has guard? This guy has guard and menace. But he has special damage and attack speed and attack. So this is the exception to the rule, because 3 good things cancel out the 2 bad things. No problem, no problem. But as I scroll down, I might be like, oh, this is a guard ring with guard and attack speed. I mean, if I already have this on my, if I already have a couple of these on my Link heroes, I need a total of 6 of these to make my Link heroes have fast attack speed and guard. But outside of that, I can just blow these up, right? I rolled 2 great special damage ones. Look at this, man. Special damage on win set with attack speed and attack damage. This is super strong, and so is these are 2. I'm gonna go like this, and I'm just gonna. Those are 2 good ones. Anyway, guys, that's my video on the sharpness set. I think I went over some heroes. It's good for. It makes every hero better for the most part, unless attack speed makes more sense. So, if you have any comments, corrections, ideas I haven't touched upon, write them in the comments so we can all get good together. All right, like, subscribe if you like this video. Bye.